These are the Cabinetarium playing cards by Art of Play, and they were sent to me by paperdex.com. So after this review, if you want to check them out, they'll be popping up on the screen and down in the description below. The front of the tuck box has a decent bit of embossing in it, and if you turn it a little bit into the light, you'll actually see that the yellow and orange on this deck is actually going to be a foil. It's extremely metallic and beautiful, and it's also extremely detailed and done on a matte tuck box. And the words that are on it says, Art of Play presents Cabinetarium high quality playing cards, illustrated by Armando Vive. The one long edge says, Epiphanies, what a curious mind, and the other says thematic absurdities. The back is going to have some more artwork, the bottom will have some ad copy, and the top has more artwork as well. The inside of the tuck flap got a little dark there, and more artwork on the two inner tuck flaps, but since that's all I can say for the tuck box, let's take a look at the cards inside. This back design is absolutely gorgeous and so intricate that it's almost hard to explain, and you're going to pick up on more things the longer you look at it, so I'd honestly recommend pausing this video and checking it out, because the amount of hidden things and cool details in this back design is honestly staggering. Something else that's even crazier is these number cards. Every single number card is going to have something different on each and every one. And now I've seen a lot of decks where like the 2 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, 2 of hearts, and 2 of spades are all going to be the same thing, but clearly this is not the case because 2 of clubs and 2 of diamonds are 2 different things. So every single thing is going to be something different. Absolutely wild. Now you will see a little bit of a theme here where like all the stuff from clubs are going to be like mostly plant stuff, but honestly, that was the only really one from that one, but I mean, you'll have some animals and hearts for the most part, but honestly, it's honestly just unbelievable how they came up with one for every single one and the creativity behind it. Like, who comes up with half of this stuff? Like, let me just go back a couple. We have a watering pot, but then it's also like a horse. Like, that's, like, the creativity behind all of these face cards is wild. The other thing is, this is actually the order to the cards. So it actually started with diamonds instead of spades. Then it went to clubs, then hearts, and then spades. It's usually the reverse order. So you pull out the deck and the ace of spades is here. The ace of spades was actually in the back, so it's kind of fun seeing a different order to the deck as well. And then here are your 3 aces: ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, and ace of hearts. Your court cards are not lacking in creativity either, but nothing is really going to go with anything that you'd normally see. It's not like it's going to be a variation of like a bicycle deck or something. It's just going to fit the theme of this deck, and I wouldn't have done it honestly any other way. Here are your 2 jokers, and then for your first ad card you get this one right here, and then your second one talks about both Armando Vive, the designer, on the one side. On the other side talks about Art of Play. And last but not least, of course, your ace of spades. Now let's see if these cards can Pharaoh shuffle from bottom to top first, and it is definitely not an easy one to Pharaoh at all. Wow, that was actually extremely difficult. Pharaohing these cards from bottom to top is next to impossible. Let's hope that bottom to top is going to be different. Oh my word, top to bottom was extremely easy. So if you want to Pharaoh shuffle from bottom to top, you might as well just forget about it. But top to bottom was one of the easiest decks I've ever Pharaoh shuffled. So then when it comes to the stock and the feel of these playing cards, how thick it is and how it's going to feel in your hands, the stock is going to be a little bit thicker than a normal deck of playing cards. And then the feel is definitely on the snappy side, where snappy decks are more for things like ATM, which likes that, or maybe even things like backdrop like this. Then buttery decks, in contrast, would be for something like Under Pressure, which looks like this. So clearly, all of those moves are going to look great if you're doing this for sleight of hand or just want this as a collector's deck. No matter what usage you're wanting to use it for, all of that will work great when it comes to the actual paper of this deck. And once again, if you are wanting to pick this deck up, you can check it out up here in just a second and down in the description below, because Paperdex was nice enough to send it over to me to review for you guys. If you want to check out another video, you can check it out right there. And make sure to subscribe for more deck reviews just like this every week. Catch you guys in the next one. This is CPM signing off.